When you think of Red Bull in motorsports, most of you automatically think of Red Bull's Formula 1 team, their F1 Scuderia Toro Rosso team, motocross, or them sponsoring Global Rallycross. But did you know that Red Bull also fielded NASCAR cars between 2006 to 2011? So why not take a look back at the team known as Team Red Bull and the rise and fall in NASCAR. The origins of Team Red Bull began in the off-season of 2006. Team Red Bull was founded by Red Bull founders Dietrich Mateschitz from Austria and Chaleo Uvicia. What are these names? Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna call this guy the Austrian guy and this guy the Thailand guy, because that's where they're from, because there's no way in hell I'm gonna pronounce the names right. Moving on. After moving to a newer location, Roger Penske decided to sell his old facility. Then, on January 26, 2006, the newly formed team said that they would purchase a facility and would hire 75 workers. However, the team was not allowed to race in the 2006 season because their manufacturer Toyota was not cleared to race in the Cup Series until 2007, so the team decided that they would drive Dodges during the 2006 season. The team did not have any materials to make their race cars, so they purchased multiple cars from Bill Davis Racing. The team was officially started in January, but they would not choose a driver until June 25, 2006, when Brian Vickers announced that he made the decision to drive for the team on an episode of Wind Tunnel with Dave Despain. A couple months later, the team made their first NASCAR appearance with Bill Elliott as the driver at Lowe's Motor Speedway in the number 83 Victory Junction Gang Dodge, but they failed to qualify for the race. On October 24, 2006, the team announced that they would choose former champ car driver AJ Allmendinger as the second driver for the 2007 season. However, they made two other appearances at Atlanta Motor Speedway and Texas Motor Speedway in 2006 with AJ as a driver, which, like the first time, they failed to qualify for both races. During the 2007 season, the team moved to Toyota as their manufacturer, with both Vickers and Allmendinger failing to qualify for the 2007 Daytona 500. Allmendinger in the first dual race crashed with driver Robbie Gorner on lap 24, while Vickers blew a right rear tire on lap 51 in the second race, ending both drivers' chances of making the field. 1 week later, Vickers qualified for the 2007 Auto Club 500, the second race of the season, which resulted in the team receiving their first ever top 10 finish in the 10th spot. For Allmendinger, however, it took him until the 5th race of the season at Bristol for him to make the field. During the Coke 600, NASCAR's longest race, Vickers was able to bring the team their first ever top 5 finish in the team's history. Allmendinger ended the season failing to qualify in 19 of the 36 races, with his best finish being 15th in the Charlotte Fall race and finishing 43rd in standings. Vickers, on the other hand, ended the season failing to qualify for 13 of the races, with 5 top 10 finishes and 1 top 5 being the Coke 600, where he led 76 laps and ended the season 38th in points. In 2008, Red Bull's number 83 team had a massive improvement from last season. Vickers would score 3 top 5 finishes, with best finish of 2nd at Pocono, 6 top 10s, 1 pole at Michigan, and finishing 19th in the standings. However, the second car at Red Bull, the 84 car, went through massive changes during the season. In 2008, the 84 car was driven by 3 different drivers: AJ Allmendinger, Truck Series driver Mike Skinner, and Red Bull's developmental driver Scott Speed. AJ failed to qualify for the first 3 races until Skinner took over for the next 5, before Allmendinger took over the ride again from race 9 at Talladega all the way down to Kansas, and earning a career best of 9th at that time. Skinner then took over for the next 2 races at Talladega and Charlotte until Scott Speed finished out the final 5 races with the team. 2009 would be the team's best season in NASCAR. While Vickers remained in the 83 car, Scott Speed will replace Allmendinger full-time in the rebranded 82 car. Speed would fail to qualify in only 3 races: Texas, Darlington, and Sonoma, and earning only 1 top 5 at Talladega with an average finish of 29th. Vickers, on the other hand, had a really good year with Team Red Bull. Vickers would go on to win 6 poles in 2009, 3 top 5s, 13 top 10s, and earning the team's first career win at Michigan in a fuel mileage race. He would then qualify for the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup, taking the last spot in 12th, and would eventually finish the season in the 12th spot. 2010 was looking to be a breakout year for Team Red Bull, specifically with Vickers. In fact, reports even circled in about Red Bull being the next big thing in NASCAR with Vickers behind their wheel. Vickers started out the first 11 races with 3 top 10 finishes. However, during Dover race weekend, the team announced that Vickers would not race indefinitely due to an undisclosed medical condition. But later on, it would be revealed that Vickers would suffer from blood clots and had to sit out for the remainder of the 2010 season. The 83 car would then be driven by 5 different drivers: Casey Mears, Matthias Ekstrom, Reed Sorensen, Boris Said, and Casey Kane. Scott's speed got better in 2010, albeit by very little. Speed will score 2 top 10 finishes with an average finish of 25.1 and would end up 30th in the standings. 2011 was viewed to be a fresh start for Team Red Bull. Vickers returned for the season, and Scott Speed was let go from the team during the offseason and hired Casey Kane on loan from Hendrick Motorsports, who Kane was going to drive for in 2012 to drive the renumbered 4 car. The team as a whole was running a lot better than ever before, with the team being a top 15 and potential top 10 team. However, one day after the June Michigan race on June 20th, 2011, the Associated Press reported that Team Red Bull would leave NASCAR at the end of the season, citing that the team's on-track struggles combined with a lackluster outreach to the 18 to 34 demographic forced their departure. At the second half of the season, Kane would eventually be the team's #1 driver. Kane would give their team their second and final win in NASCAR in the penultimate race of the season at Phoenix. At the end of the 2011 season, Kane had a 1 win, 8 top 5s, 15 top 10s, 2 poles, and an average finish of 15.6. Vickers, however, fell off after his blood clot problems, earning 0 wins, 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s, with an average finish of 20.6. After the team shut down, they then sold their cars, owner points, and equipment that were then purchased by former TRG Motorsports executive Ron Devine to Fort BK Racing. But you know what? That team deserves a story on its own. But we're gonna have to leave that for another episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode of A Look Back here on MDK. Don't forget guys to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and tell me in the comment section down below what story do you want me to cover in the next episode. Until next time, my name is Jet from NASCAR on MDK. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.